Hello everyone, hopefully you're having a great day today. Merciless Vaughn here, back with another Bleach Brave Souls video, and in this one I'm going to be discussing on whether you should summon or skip the 1000-year Blood War Zenith Summons Inhumans banner. Hopefully you enjoy. If you do, leave a like. If you're new to the channel or you have been here for a while, please consider subscribing and help me get to 550 subscribers. Now with all that said, let us go ahead and get started. So this banner will be available in less than 24 hours, and I'll just go ahead and go over the 3 new characters a bit more in detail and go over the featured units. So overall, I do think, well, for the short answer, this banner is worth skipping. I mean, we are only 2 months away from the 10th anniversary, so just try not to fall for any of these trap banners. This banner is mostly, I would say, is probably like a guild quest banner. Like both the Mayuri and the Rengeku have the Hollow Killer Plus, if I'm not mistaken. Hollow Killer Plus. No, he has Squad Zero Killer Plus. Never mind, we'll scratch that. Yeah, but the Mayuri overall is a guild quest unit because, as you can see here, built in his kit, he gets Frenzy +3 in guild quest, and then he has the increased killer, increased damage, and guild quest skills. And then the Rengeku, basically the same thing. So she gets Flurry +2 in Guild Quest, range damage, and the killer effect bonuses in Guild Quest. Now the only thing is, I don't know why we're still giving units Flurry or Frenzy +1. And if they're going to be a Guild Quest only unit, might as well just go ahead and give them like Flurry +2 or something like that, or just give them, I don't know, I don't think any unit should be like just coming out with Flurry +1. But since she is meant for Guild Quest, she will have Flurry +2. But I mean, I guess you could use her outside of it, but I don't think you really should. Yeah, I guess since we're on the Rengeku here, speed unit with the Hollow Killer Plus, pretty good soul trait. The Killer Plus is just a really great skill to have. All of the units on here do have that, which is very good. Let's see here. She does have a chance to dodge hollow damage, which is great. So you'll have 50% chance to dodge, and that's just a higher chance of you to keep your full stamina bonus abilities. The Soul Reaper Resonant skill, which is great. You'll get a 30% increased bonus to normal attack damage, since you're more likely, if you pair her with the 2 other Soul Reapers. I think it does include herself as well. Kind of going backwards here. Let's talk about the Mayuri next. The Mayuri, he is a heart unit with the Squad Zero Killer Plus. I'm not sure how many of those we have. We can probably check actually. But he has the enemies defeated bonuses here. 30 enemies defeated. He is going to increase the status element affected damage to enemies 20% for the whole team in the party. He has damage to paralyzed enemies. He does have paralysis on most of his attacks, it seems. If you've seen the gameplay footage, then you've more than likely seen what he can do. Frenzy +3 in Guild Quest. Frenzy +3 is cool. It's really great. I just don't like the idea of having a Frenzy or Flurry locked behind just specific content, because what if you don't want to use this unit in Guild Quest, even though they are made for it? But he can still get away with it because he does have Frenzy +2, so there is that as well. Can't forget about the Bombardment and the increased status element chance against Soul Reapers, and the status element spiritual pressure boost 80%. Yeah, so far we still have not gotten another unit that has a base 100% spiritual pressure boost like the newest Mugetsu Ichigo that we got almost a year ago, so there's that. But I'm pretty sure we will get one during the 10th anniversary. And then we have the Toshiro here. I kind of think they just threw him on here just to make this like a, not like a really full Guild Quest banner, so that's honestly why I think he's here. But he is a speed unit with the Hollow Killer Plus here. Okay, so the Rengeku and the Toshiro, they both have the Hollow Killer Plus skill, so you're probably more than likely going to be using them for Guild Quest anyways, since they pretty much came out together. But the Toshiro doesn't have any Guild Quest specific skills. He does have the Soul Reaper Resonance, so he was basically made to pair up to alongside with the Rengeku here for like Guild Quest anyway. Let's see here. Damage to frozen enemies 80%. Increased status element chance against hollows, and the status element spiritual pressure boost 80%. Sharpshooter bombardment. Team/party. Speed attribute character strong attack damage 20%. Berserker 50%. Frenzy +2. Yeah. I mean, this is probably just a Basically a typical mid-month banner. The units aren't anything too crazy, really. They'll probably hold back on like probably a few more units just so they can go all out for the anniversary. Now we can talk about the banner here. Before we look, well, this is the banner right here, the 3 new units, obviously, and the rest are just some 1000-year Blood War units. I don't have these two, so I can't say much about them. This Rangeku here, she is pretty decent. We're gonna go over their skills in a little bit. But Koge, when he came out, he was pretty good, as well as the 1000-year Blood War Yamamoto from the 7th anniversary. He was one of the best units in the game for a really long time. And then this guy, he's just pretty much, you know, power creep just kind of killed him off. He's still decent if you like have a max percentage and like defensive build. He could hang in there. This is the banner. It's going to be 26 steps. At steps 5, 10, 15, 20, you are guaranteed one featured 5-star unit. So if you're lucky enough, all you have to do is just go to step 5 and, you know, maybe pull one of the newest units. At step 25, you do get to choose a new character's summons ticket, which is, you know, pretty much the norm nowadays. So yeah, we can just go ahead and talk about the featured units very quickly now. Alright, first, so we have the 1000-year Blood War Shinji, who is a Technique Squad 0 Killer Plus unit. We have another one, so there are about, what, 5 other Squad 0 Killer Plus units, I think, including the new Mayuri that's coming out. Status element, spiritual pressure boost, 40% is his soul trait. Range unit, confusion and weakening on all of his attacks here. His innate skills, sprinter, havoc, freeze resistance. Bruiser 50%, berserker 50%, devastation 70%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%. Frenzy plus 2, defibrillator 5 seconds, increase status element chance against soul reapers. Damage to confused enemies 60%, weaken defense, guard break, status element, spiritual pressure boost 120%. It's 80 in his skills, and then as you saw, 40% in his soul trait, so it's just going to be added on to the one in his skills. That's why it's 120% right here. Up next is the 1000-year Blood War Kinsei. He is a heart unit with the Hollow Killer. Soul trait damage taken minus 21%. Melee unit with weakening on all of his attacks except his SA2. He has a boost on there. Innate skills, sprinter, guard break, decrease hollow damage taken 20%. Bruiser 70%. Poison resistance. Team/party increase captain normal attack damage 20%. Flurry plus 1 except some quest types. Flurry plus 2 in guild quest. Long reach, increase melee damage 10%. 30 in guild quest. Enhancer, poise, booster, increase killer effect 30%. 50 in guild quest. So here's another guild quest unit that you can use, and since he does have the Hollow Killer, if you do pull the Toshiro and the Rangeku, you can pretty much just kind of throw him on there for your other auto unit, really. And then that's your full Soul Reaper Resonant skill right there for the Hollow Weekend guild quest. Up next is the 1000-year Blood War Rangeku, who is over a year old now, and I did do a 1 year later showcase to see how well she holds up 1 year later. Technique unit with the Ranker Killer, soul trait, a strong attack damage inflicted at full stam 40%. Range unit will lacerate in all of her attacks, but her soul bomb also does have freeze. The enemies defeated bonuses, as you can see, if you defeat 20 and 40 enemies defeated, you get, you know, just some more full stamina damage boost bonuses. Innate skills, sprinter, fire resistance, team/party, stamina recovery, devastation 40%, reduce strong attack cooldown 12%. Havoc, frenzy plus 2, defibrillator plus 5 seconds, team/party, increased technique attributes, soul reaper damage to status element affected enemies 40%. Weaken defense, long strike, guard break plus hit enemies, and the status element spiritual pressure boost. So a unit that's going to benefit a lot just from being at full stam. And unfortunately, since she only has this one way of healing, try not to take more than 20% damage just so you'll be able to heal it back and get back to full stam. Up next we have Koge here, who is a heart ranker killer unit with a soul trait of strong attack recharge time minus 14%. Melee unit drained on all of his attacks, innate skills, sprinter, freeze resistance, guard break, the rest of his skills, team/party, heart attribute, strong attack recharge 20%, devastation 40%, full stamina damage boost 20%. Rampage, Havoc 20%, Frenzy +2, Defibrillator +2 seconds, damage to drain enemies 40%, Poison, any status ailment, spiritual pressure boost. Yeah, still a really good unit with some decent skills. He has definitely aged out. He also doesn't have the increased status ailment chance against, I guess you could say he doesn't have it against rankers or against mind attribute enemies, so you really won't see that spiritual pressure boost proc all that often without it. But he does have the rampage skill and a base of full stamina damage boost, so you can easily get over 100% full stamina damage boost with this unit, and overall still really good. And then we have Old Reliable 1000-Year Blood War Yamamoto from the 7th anniversary. Quincy and Hollow Killers. Soul Trade Strong Type Recharge Time -12%. Melee unit, weakening and burn on all of his attacks. Innate skills, dodge hollow damage 50%. Sprinter +2. Havoc. Berserker 40%. He's immune to all status ailments, and that is shared. Frenzy +1. Bombardment. Defibrillator +5 seconds. Damage to his status ailments 40%. Weakened defense, Marauder, any status ailment, spiritual pressure boost. Like I mentioned previously, he was the best unit in the game for a really long time. His soul bomb hit very hard. Yeah, he's just aged out now, but he's still pretty good at max transcendent. And then you have the Yuha from the same banner as the previous unit here. He was a very strong Brave Battle unit when he first came out. He is a Hearts unit with the Captain Killer, Soul Trait damage taken -16%. Melee unit, paralysis and drain on all of his attacks except his SA2. It's a boost on there. Innate skills, weaken resistance, poise, sprinter, berserker 50%, half stamina only, decreased damage taken 50%. Brave Battle only, increase normal attack damage when enemy or ally is KO'd 20%. Prevent last hit survival, ignore Brave Battle invincibility, flurry +2, defibrillator +5 seconds, enhancer, guard break, and booster. Yeah, this character kind of got aged out. There's like, they released like a couple of units that can counter like units just kind of with the same skills, like specifically units like this, like increased status ailment chance against hard attribute enemies, and then like just disables the SA2 boost and stuff. Yeah. So he's been kind of power crept and replaced, but he's a Brave Battle unit. Those having a Brave Battle units all the time. And let's not forget that these units are going to have their own single summon. So if you're just looking for one unit in particular, you can just wait until their single summons banner to come out. The Toshiro's, his will be first, available the 15th. This is his banner. Next will be the Mayuri's, his will be available the 21st. And then last is going to be Rengeku's, and hers will be available the 27th. So if you're just looking for one of these units, you can just wait for their own banners to come out. Alright, so that is pretty much it. We went over the 3 new units in detail, and we went over the other featured units, so we also went over the banner itself. Overall, yeah, I'd say skip it. I mean, right now it's just the June mid-month, end of month banner, then it's just the 10th anniversary, so if you can skip this banner, then, you know, just try to control yourself to skip the June mid-month and then the swimsuit banner. You'll be set for the 10th anniversary. Because I know the characters are going to be very, very strong. But, yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And as usual, until next time.